Hi, I'm back. And the topic of this video is going to be more an exploration of some of the differences between what I read in contemporary Neo-Advaita and some writers who write from a Buddhist perspective, or even the larger category of New Age, and the differences between that and liberation philosophy. If you don't watch the whole video, let me say the conclusion. Liberation philosophy is about clarity, wisdom, and resiliency. What I see from so much of what I read from Neo-Advaita and other similar sources is that these people, first of all, claim that they've had profound and powerful awakening experiences. I don't want to contest that. But they say that as an outcome of these awakening experiences, several things emerge. And here's what emerges. They say, first of all, that they were neither born and they will not die. And isn't that a absolutely prescription, perfect, come on, for someone who's fearful of dying, which nearly all of us are. It's what religion has always been saying. That, you know, if you live a good life, you can go to heaven. You'll be reincarnated into a better form if you're in an Eastern religion. Unfortunately, if you're Jewish, you just die. You know, and maybe that explains some of the cultural differences between people who are raised in the Jewish tradition as opposed to other traditions which talk about an afterlife or talk about reincarnation. Judaism really doesn't do that, and that's the tradition that I was raised in. The other thing I hear about is that things are unreal in Neo-Advaita and New Age. Things aren't real. Well, in liberation philosophy, things are very real, but they're not knowable. The mind can posit all kinds of thoughts like this is that and that is this, but they're just mental convenience. They're not truthful. In fact, things are integral to themselves. So therefore, we can see a bird in nature, but we don't know what the bird is experiencing. That experience is integral to the bird, just like the bird really can't know what we are experiencing. That's another difference. The other thing I hear about in so much of this is that after these people have awakened, that everything is love. They feel love for everything. Well, I got to tell you, I don't feel love for everything. I don't feel love for the war in Afghanistan. I don't feel love for companies that manipulate politics so that they can pollute more and destroy the natural habitat of the planet. Capitalism, and actually even a better word, corporationism, whether it's from a left-wing or a right-wing perspective, is killing the planet. And I don't love that. I love the planet. And therefore, when I see a war against the planet, I'm to some extent angered, outraged, and saddened. It's a complicated, mixed emotion. But it's not love. Or let us put it this way. Love by itself makes no sense. And I'll give you an example of this. Say that I say, I love my wife. I really love her. I love everything about her. Well, nearly everything. And then one day she meets someone and leaves me. That love has been transformed. It'll probably migrate to sadness, for mourning a kind of loss. I don't think it would ever become anger in me. People move on in their lives. New experiences, they meet new people. Stuff happens. And the difference between someone awakened in liberation philosophy and someone who is still operating from the deficient self, that if their companion or partner leaves them, the person identified with their own deficiency, their own self-negation, the next emotion will be rage and anger, possibly even hate. How dare she leave me after all I did for her? How dare she? That bitch. I never really loved her in the first place. What you're seeing when I sort of replicate that dialogue is that when we are identified with insufficiency, inadequacy, we are always reaching out to something external from our innate selves to make us complete. You complete me, the person may say. The deficient personality needs validation, whether it's from a boyfriend, a girlfriend, a mother or father, a child, or a guru. It doesn't matter. I need validation. Even if I'm very depressed, and depression is in fact a more evolved state than being numb to life. Even depression will seek negative attention. I don't want any attention. Don't look at me. Don't see me. I'm invisible. That is still the identification with inadequacy. So that's why we can't say just love. Love does not exist in a vacuum. It migrates to other feelings. So this condition, I love my wife. I may still love her after she leaves me, but that love will have evolved. It won't be intimate. It may be full of sort of longing and regret. Who knows, maybe I'm happy and I'll meet someone I love more. I don't know what life will bring. But another key difference between that deficient identification, which is always seeking connection with something external from itself, whether it's a job, a wife, or enlightenment. It's always seeking something to complete it. In liberation, you are complete. And the only reason you don't experience this completeness in the moment is because you're seeking something external. Even seeking an understanding of the self is a form of externalizing, or actually internalizing, that seeking process. So when I say resiliency, what do I mean? When my wife leaves me, when I don't get that job, when I don't get validation from my daughter, say, I may respond with some regret or possibly disappointment, but I'm not thrown. Because this sense of I am, this beingness that undergirds all passing experience is strong. It's strong and it's valued, it's loved. In fact, its strength, its love, and value are all of a piece. I can't separate one from the other. So the panoply experience is always changing. But this I amness brings it all in. Now, if you want to call that love, feel free to. That's fine. But to me, it's more about capacity. My capacity is almost infinite. Every experience I can see as real, as integral to itself. To me, that immediate connection with experience has much more to do with awakening than the word love. Because a lot of experience I don't love. I walk around my neighborhood, which is very beautiful, full of trees and really nice architecture, and I see beer bottles and beer cans. It saddens me, and sometimes it upsets me. Because actually my wife and I have gone around with bags and picked it all up and cleaned it up. And then the next couple of days, more beer bottles, more beer cans. And I don't love that. If I said I loved it, I'd be lying. And I don't want to lie. Because honesty, complete honesty, is also a total aspect. And I don't mean stupid honesty, like saying to people, I really don't like you. That's not necessary, even if you do feel that emotion. I mean wise honesty. The capacity to understand and see connections. That's all part of our liberation. I think I wanted to say something different in this video, or something a little more about inadequacy, but I think I've said enough. It's gone on long enough. I want to thank you for watching, as always, and I hope you enjoyed this video.